All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Premier League. Not the Premier League, actually. Welcome to the Chatbox Pisstake. I forgot to move my name here. Okay, there we go. My name's Ryan, and welcome to the Football Chatbox. This is the Chatbox Pisstake podcast. Welcome. I'm usually supposed to be joined by my co-host, but he's not here because he is lazy today. So that's the excuse he gave me. Uh, but yeah, thank you for joining. Welcome. And man, it feels good to have football back, to have the Premier League back. So welcome to the stream. Now, before we get started, I'm on 49 subscribers right now. Hit the subscribe button so that we can hit the 50 mark today in this video. I know you guys can do it. So let's hit the subscribe button if you are new. And let's get started on the stream. Let me just check if everything is going well. Yeah, everything seems to be going really well. Okay, cool. Welcome, everyone. I hope you yeah, I should be fine. Okay, looks okay. Um I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know if the stream is good, and hopefully everything is fine. Quality is not too bad. We'll have to see. This is the first time I'm streaming it on YouTube properly. I did try streaming it before, and I don't know how the audio quality was before, so we'll see. But yeah, this podcast will also go on to Spotify, and if the quality is not good on YouTube, I'll probably delete it and re-upload again properly as well. So let's get started. Welcome. Premier League kick started off in some insanely good fashion in terms of the way some teams performed. So we started off with Arsenal versus Brentford, and oh my god, did Arsenal deliver? They delivered like we expected them to deliver in a typical Arsenal fashion, and they bottle jobbed it. I was watching the game, and I was like, oh, like Arsenal offered nothing, man. Like they just got outplayed by a newly promoted team that hadn't played a top flight game in about 79 years, and you get beaten 2-0. There's no excuses as well for like saying, hey team, welcome to the stream. So there's no excuses as well for saying that, oh, we didn't have Laka, we didn't have Aubameyang. Man, that shouldn't be an excuse, right? Because you still should have the quality. You have more money than them. You have players on that pitch who cost way more than probably their entire squad. You should still be beating Brentford, and they didn't do that. So where do we finish? Where do we expect Arsenal to finish? I have no idea. We predicted them to finish. I predicted them to finish about 8th or 9th. My co-host, he had better chances of thinking they'll finish 6th or something. But by the way they're going, I don't think that's going to even happen. So we'll see. They'll be lucky to finish in the top half of the table. I'll tell you that now, because now they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing. What's it? They're going to play Chelsea upcoming next, and oh my god, there's been a meme that's going on social media. I'll try and insert the meme again back later. Assuming my video doesn't go well, we'll see. I'll probably try and insert it here again. But yeah, Lukaku versus Ben White. Oh, that's going to be an interesting game, because Lukaku is just going to rinse Ben White if he plays. And yeah, people are like, oh, Ben White is better than Varane. Bruh, please. So yeah, I don't know what to say about Arsenal. I think they're screwed. It's another season of mediocrity for them. Brentford, though, they played really well. They looked really well as well. Like in terms of, we should give credit where it's due, because they played really well. They were very attacking. Ivan Toney and Mbeumo were really good. They were a bit unlucky for those guys to not score. Canos took his goal really well. So he also played really well, which was really good to see. And yeah, nothing much I can say about that. But then let's go on to Saturday, right? Saturday was a great start. Manchester United played Leeds on the opening fixture on Saturday. And Bruno Fernandes, hattrick Bruno Fernandes. This guy has been the catalyst since he joined Manchester United. Like, he has been the Eric Cantona of the present generation for Manchester United. Like the impact he's had on this squad since he's come is just insane. And then Graham Souness out there not wanting to give Paul Pogba his deserved credits. Paul Pogba got 4 assists. It's probably the sixth or seventh player to have ever done it in the Premier League. And then Graham Souness goes, "Oh, that's what we expect from a 100 million player, bro." Just he's what do you call it? The bias towards Paul Pogba from Graham Souness. Oh my god, it's very evident. In the same game where Jack Grealish, a actual £100 million player, didn't even produce anything. Now Jack Grealish is a pretty good player, but Manchester City were really poor in that game. But before we get to that, let's go back to the United game, right? 5-1 against Leeds. This happened last season as well, where they lost 6-1 or 6-2. I don't really remember. But they played really well, United. Leeds, I have to give it to Aileen. His goal was insane, man. That was an insane top pocket. No goalkeeper stopping that. That was just, he let it rip, and yep, that was an insane goal. But apart from that, 5 goals. I'm really happy as a United fan. I was buzzing. Greenwood with an insanely clinical finish. Bottom corner. He's probably the most lethal striker we have at United. And then that was the first bit of games. Chelsea were the next big game against newly promoted, new manager Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. I think Chelsea overall, we've come to expect of what Chelsea is like. They keep a clean sheet. Marcos Alonso took a really good goal, his free kick, that was really good. But we come to expect this of Chelsea and of their quality as well. So they played really well, winning 2-0, I believe, 3-0, sorry. And Chalaboa, I saw I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. His goal was pretty good. The crowd went shoot, he shot. And for a guy who just debuted on Wednesday to then play his first Premier League game in the same week, pretty good. Whether he'll continue to play or go on loan, I don't know. But I think they have a really good prospect in Chelsea, and they do have a lot of really good prospects. That's the thing with Chelsea. They develop a lot of really good prospects. The question is whether these players will have a long-term future. That is something that is yet to be seen. Mason Mount played really well, and Lukaku. Now Lukaku probably might feature next week. I don't know if he'll probably start straight from the and one thing, like, regardless of Lukaku's past at Manchester United, he played well in Syria, but then he's back in the Premier League, okay? And I don't think he was a good fit for United. It just didn't fit, but he does fit Chelsea because of the way he likes to play and the way Chelsea have known to be having strikers. I think he fits the club for Chelsea much better than he did for United, and I think Lukaku will get goals. He will definitely get goals for Chelsea, regardless of what happens. Because he's the kind of player who is definitely going to hit goals, 25 goals maybe a season. And he'll probably ease the pressure on Timo Werner as well. So let me know, what do you think about that? Do you think it's a good signing? Do you think... what do you think about Timo Werner? Are you going to keep Timo Werner still starting the team with Lukaku? Will Timo Werner play on the left? I think Timo Werner there's a good player in Timo Werner, but it's shocking to see how his confidence has just fallen off a cliff since he's come from Chelsea. Because this is a striker who was good. No, I wouldn't say lethal in the Bundesliga, but he was a good striker in the Bundesliga, and he got a lot of goals as well. But now, since he's come to Chelsea, his confidence has just dropped off a cliff. Even when he goes to play for Germany, he's not that great. So it's something to probably have a look at. I don't know what's wrong with Timo Werner, but I think he could still deliver. Maybe he won't deliver 25, obviously. He'll probably maybe 10 goals. 10 goals is something good, I think. 10 to 15 goals, if he can deliver, that's something good for Chelsea, I would say. And they are definitely going to be serious title contenders. We'll see how they play against Arsenal this weekend. And we usually have Roy on the FPL podcast, and he'll be there next week once Arsenal have played Chelsea. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say as well about that. But yeah, Chelsea played really well. Started off strong, got the win, kept the clean sheet. That's what Thomas Tuchel will want. Let's see how they play at the Emirates next week. That's the next big game for that. But moving on to the other games that were on the same day, another newly promoted team. We should give love to these newly promoted teams because they performed this weekend. They performed really well. Watford beat Aston Villa. I think Watford played really well as well. To beat Aston Villa, they were really good. Ismail Sarr played really well as well. And this is, I think, Aston Villa will take some time to kind of gel because they bought a lot of players and they are trying to now put all of these players together. It's going to take some time, but we'll see. I think Aston Villa still will be in that top half of the table. They'll be challenging for those Europa League spots if they can. Watford, really good start. I'm interested to see how Ismail Sarr does continuously, especially for my FPL team as well. We'll see how it goes because I'm keeping an eye out for him as well. And yeah, it's a good start for Watford. Newly promoted. Not they've been in the Premier League before, so they know what to expect. But they're back in the Premier League. They started off well, pretty good for them. Leicester kept a clean sheet against Wolves. Jamie Vardy doing his howl. I don't know if I can put it on here because I might get copyright strike, so better not. But he's back scoring. That was a pretty lethal goal. They won against 1-0. Everton won. Calvert-Lewin back. Richarlison back. I didn't think they'll be back, but they came back. They kept spamming those crosses, man. And they kept spamming like what was it? FIFA 18? FIFA 19? FIFA 19. All those crosses just kept coming into the box and Southampton just couldn't deal with it. And Everton won 3-1, which was pretty good for them as well. Good start for Rafa Benitez in front of the Everton fans, which is probably important because he's a former Liverpool manager playing his first game as an Everton manager in front of the fans. It was important for him to get off to a win, to kind of get that backing from those fans. So it was good that he got that backing. He got off to a good start. So Everton 3-1. Burnley, Brighton. This is the I don't know. That's the game that you just Brighton won 2-1 against Burnley. I don't know what has happened to Burnley's defense, but yeah. Moving on, the next newly promoted side, Norwich, played Liverpool. Now I know Norwich lost 3-0 and Liverpool played really well. That I don't think Liverpool played that well. I think Liverpool could have played even more better than what they usually play. I think there's still I feel like Van Dijk, it's good to see Van Dijk back from such an injury. He's going to take time to kind of get back to his speed because there were times when the Norwich players just kept going past Van Dijk and he was too slow to get back. But I think Van Dijk has what it takes to kind of like get back in shape, like get fully fit. But it was good. His presence there helped Liverpool. There was a time when I was like, oh my God, Liverpool are going to lose their clean sheet. I'm about to lose fantasy points as well. But they managed to keep the clean sheet, which was good for them. Tsimikas, he's in place of Robertson. I was pretty impressed with Tsimikas. He did a lot of clearing. He went forward. He's not obviously better than Robertson, but he was a decent enough replacement than Robertson. So pretty psyched. I'm pretty interested to see where Liverpool finish this season. I predicted them to come fourth because I just don't think they've made enough signings to kind of push them back. And like they still have that problem, right? They have Salah and Mane who will be gone for AFCON. And during that time, I'm not sure what's going to happen to Liverpool. Where are the goals going to come? And that's why I kind of think that they won't challenge this season. But I think they still have enough quality to finish in the top 4. Let me know what you think about Liverpool. Where do you think they're going to finish? Do you think they can challenge? Let me know what you think about them as well. But they started off well. Norwich, I think Norwich played well, even though they lost 3-0. Defensively, they are still they're still suspect, man, at the back. But going forward, they were pretty decent, I think. So they have the opportunity to do well. We'll see. I still think that they might get relegated, but there's still a long season, 37 games to go. We'll see how it goes. Newcastle played West Ham. West Ham were just too good. West Ham just kept piling on the goals. Newcastle's defense is not that great. Under Steve Bruce, I don't know what's going to happen. Mike Ashley as well as owner. Who knows what's going to happen to that? I feel bad for the Newcastle fans, but yeah, it's going to be another tough season for them. And like, if you don't have any hope for your team, I don't know. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. And then the final game for the weekend, Tottenham played Man City, and Tottenham won 1-0. Am I surprised that Tottenham beat Man City? Not really. I was kind of expecting more of a draw, but a goal scoring draw, because the way City played against Leicester in the Community Shield, that's the exact same way they played against Spurs. They were open at the back every time a break happened. I was watching the game. I was like, if this was another team, if this was a Chelsea, a Liverpool, a United, they would have ripped City apart. And that's no joke, because every time they got forward, man, Spurs are so wasteful. Lucas, Bergwijn, so wasteful. If not for Son, they wouldn't have won that game. But they were so wasteful going forward. If it was another team with a much better lethal attack, they would have beaten City comfortably. City not looking good. And what does this do for Harry Kane? Is Pep Guardiola, now that he's lost to Spurs, gonna go, I need Harry Kane very badly? Does this increase Harry Kane's price? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that Harry Kane's price is kind of like boosted because of all of this? What happened? Will Daniel Levy now go, oh, it was 150 million, but clearly now I can probably ask for a bit more, 170 million maybe, because, we're better than you guys, we beat you. You clearly need a striker, because you don't have a recognized striker, and I don't think this season you're going to be able to win the league without a recognized striker. I know Jack Grealish is a really great player, but I think this season it's a bit too hard. And this season for City, if they want to win the league, they need that recognized striker. And then you have these problems of Bernardo Silva not happy, Gabriel Jesus not happy. So that's going to happen, because like you have all of these star quality players. They all want to play. And it's managing egos. It's about managing egos. That's the job that Guardiola has as a manager. We'll see what happens. Will Harry Kane sign for Manchester City? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments as well. Do you think Harry Kane will sign for Manchester City? Tottenham 1-0, good win. Will they finish in the top 4 because of this? No, I still don't think so. I still think they will be short, because of the fact that, like, the City game showed, like, they are so woeful in front of goal that I feel like that's going to be the whole season. They're going to miss a lot of chances. They're going to annoy a lot of FPL managers as well. They're going to create chances, but they're just not going to finish them properly, and that is going to be their downfall. And that is why they probably might not end up in the top 4. Can they end up in a top 6? Can they end up in Europa League spots? I think so. Yeah, that's possible. But top 4 might be hard, because of the fact that they just the goals are not there. You're losing. If you lose Harry Kane, you're losing a 25-30 goal a season striker. Who's going to replace those goals? Heung-min Son can't replace those goals at all. And okay, you have to also consider the fact that you're losing assist, because Harry Kane made a lot of assists for Heung-min Son last season as well. Who's going to be the creative role now? Those are questions that I think Tottenham are going to have to answer. They have a few days left in the transfer market. I don't know who's going to come in for them. We'll see. But that's basically the Premier League review. It's been good to be back. Football's back. Arsenal are back to their normal mediocrity self. United, Chelsea, Liverpool all started strong. City, not the best performance from them, but I still expect them to do well in the next week. Tottenham won, but still think they need proper goal scorers up front. But yeah, that's the Chatbox Pisstake podcast. If you're watching this on Spotify, hit the follow. If you're watching this on YouTube and you made it to this part, hit the subscribe button, man, and let me know down in the comments if you agree on some of the things I said. If you disagree, also let me know down in the comments. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week, hopefully with my co-host, who probably won't be too lazy. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll probably end up re-uploading this video if the live version isn't that great. So this will be both on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next week for the same Chatbox Pisstake podcast. But before that, tomorrow we have FPL podcast um, on live on twitch.tv/football chatbox. Check it out if you're an FPL manager. And yeah, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town.